next Vaad is somewhat shorter. Vaad number 2 on Seder. And now we're working already post facto. Once someone already did their schedule. Im kavanu la'atzmenu kvar tzeder yomenu. If we already page Shin Chaf 320. If we already established for ourselves our daily schedule, shuma aleinu lishmor oto b'kfiyut. We have to now guard it with regularity. This is not very easy, Bram, however. We have to realize that our success in our voda depends upon this. Rashaz Mikelm. Rashaz Mikelm is known as the Altar of Kelm, if you heard that name. Mm-hmm. He's one of he's like the prototypical Baal Musar of the real Musar age.
Before the altar Shloka?
Yeah. But not by much.
Were they parallel or kind of in series?
You kind of parallel. I don't really that dates, but I think it was slightly earlier. Mamchish et yanas haseder b'tziyur. So he describes the idea of seder b'tziyur misharsheret shel mardarliot, like a string of pearls or gemstones. Sheyesh la man'ul katan, that it has a small little latch that clasps it. Imlachor mawikaro. So what's most important? Hamardaliot or min'al? Well, that's more important. Obviously, the stones, precious stones, are more important than the little clasp that keeps it all together, right? Lechora hamardaliot hema'ikar. Obviously, we could say ostensibly that the pearls, that's what's important. Ach im ein haman'ul, but if you don't have the clasp, mitpazrot. But if you don't have that clasp, everything will scatter, and all you have is a little string. So, despite the fact that you don't think it's that important, who's scheduling time? Like, the schedule time. That's not like exciting, like work. Avodas Hashem. We're going to change ourselves. Yeah, it's not so exciting, but it's important because if you don't have that, you don't have anything else.
What are the pearls in this example? All the other things you're working on?
Like all the real avoda, your chesed and your Torah and your tefillah and your everything. Yeah. Everything that you mentioned earlier, everything you want to do. Yeah. And I would say this. I'm saying this. I think transcends not only our spiritual aims, but I think even our physical, even our like material aims. Like if you want to make phone calls or send emails, or maybe that's important. But if you're not scheduled, you're disorganized. You're not gonna. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Vina adam hu tzarur mardoliot. Man hu tzarur mardoliot. Man is a string of gems. Hu malakochot, kishronot, midot umulot. So he's presenting it not as the things that your avoda, rather your qualities. So man is replete with abilities and qualities and good midos and ma'alot and milos, as we say in yeshivish.
Kishronot is from like kosher?
No, kishronot means capabilities.
Okay.
They say someone was about kishron. You heard that term? About kishron?
Talented or something?
Yeah, it means gifted.
Right.
So it was about kishron.
That's what the first girl told me when I was teaching. Tell every mother her daughter's a Kishalon or whatever.
Kishalon, yeah.
They'll love you.
That's what they want to hear. HaSeder d'melaman'ul shel hasharsheret, and the Seder, that's comparable to a clasp on the string. V'hinei im ein l'adam Seder mitpazor kol malotav v'nishar na'ur v'reik. So if the guy doesn't have Seder, so it's great to have all these wonderful qualities, but what do you have actually from it? You have nothing. Im kein eze ikar gadol Seder. If so, hitherto, ergo s, ergo s, it's obviously a crucial element of someone's growth. You always have to reinforce it. Sometimes you'll have to, if you have to maintain a very rigid schedule, you're middle of a nice schmooze and a little spazier, and you're like, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Next appointment, right? Pam lachdol me'esek chaviv, sometimes to withhold from a very important task. פעם צריכים להתגבר על חולשה גופנית, ופעם לדחות איזה עניין חשוב. Sometimes you have to overcome you're tired, you're grumpy, right? You're not feeling well, but you have to stick to the schedule. אך בזה הכלל הוא עקשן יצליח. Someone who is stubborn will be successful. I know my grandfather he had a very rigid schedule.
Yeah.
He would go to sleep at exactly the same time every night. And it doesn't matter who's in his house or who's. So I remember I was in his house, and we're sitting on his table, and all the grandkids are there. It's Motzei Shabbos, and everyone's talking and we're schmoozing, and grandparents, whatever. And then it's 11:15. He gets up, doesn't say goodbye to anyone. He goes, he locks the door, and he's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the hardest. It's really the hardest thing is for people who are kind of chesedic or people. You want to like talk to people, you want to schmooze a bit, and having to.
You want to be flexible in your schedule, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. It seems like you don't want people to think that you're being rude, or you know. That's it.
So this is where you have to be stubborn. You have to be stubborn to stick to your principles because this is what keeps it all together. It's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great story with Victor Miller. You heard of Victor Miller? So he was also like an old style Baal Musar. He's like an American version of it as well. So we have some great stuff in English from him. But someone once asked him, like, let's say you knew that you're going to die tomorrow. Like, what would you do? What would you do differently?
Yeah.
It's a great question, no? Like,
Someone
what would you do?
that.
Huh?
Someone asked him that.
Yeah. So he said, well, I'd wake up at whatever,
Same time,
6:30 and go to Shachris and then come home and have breakfast and then learn and then take my nap and then have lunch and then go exactly the same schedule.
Yeah.
Because, if it's optimized, it's optimized. You don't have to say, oh, let's be harried and no, this is your schedule. This is your path and avoid, and that's what's the right thing for you to do.
Yeah. That's actually a good check to see if your schedule was good. If you could have to change anything, you had one day left. Would you change anything?
Take care of some, last minute.
Send a mean letter to student loan people.
Yeah. Okay. You should arrange some time, a few minutes at night, before going to sleep, to look over, to examine the day. Admor, by the way, Rav says Admor is a reference to Rabbi Rucham, his Rebbe. It stands for Adonenu Morenu V'Rabbeinu, which, by the way, little secret. If you see the word Admor, it's most often used for Hasidic Rebbes.
I was thinking that.
Like Admor from Boston, Admor from Bells, Admor from Jared, Admor from wherever, like usually. But he uses it for his Rebbe. Kiyem Batzmo Meshech Shanim, Maimer Reb, I don't know what this is, I guess it's Reb Yochanan. Yivtim Lebkarim, Ulergoim Yivchaneim. Oh, Rabbeinu Yonah probably. Shari Tshuva. So I guess Rabbeinu Yonah Shari Tshuva, he advises to do this. V'rasham kol yoma asab b'chol dechot hayom, and he would write for himself, like mark for himself what he did every second of the day. There's some great stories about like the Vilna Gaon. Like he famously would have an accounting of every single thing that he did. Like no second went to waste. Yeah. And like he would like do tshuva on Yom Kippur for 2.5 minutes of B'tzel Torah for the whole year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it's just insane. These people, how much they utilize their time. They also get 24 hours a day. It's amazing. Everyone gets 24 hours a day. Yeah. No matter how much you do with it, whatever you do with it, that's all you get.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, I heard a story about Rosh Shmuel. Rosh Shmuel was a Rosh Yeshiva. My grandfather's partner for many years in his yeshiva, a fellow by the name of Rabbi Moshe Shmuel Shapiro. And he too, I heard a story about him. This is modern times. He died in 2007, somewhat recently. And he too had like this incredible accounting of exactly, the few seconds of the year that he didn't like optimize.
Well,
that's the key, apparently. Like it's not like these people necessarily more gifted than us. Maybe they are a little bit as well. But even if you're super gifted, it doesn't help, right? Yeah. It's like everything goes scattered. What's it going to help you? What's it help you if you're super gifted, if you don't do anything about it?
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I think the average person, especially, waste in between each action. If you combine that up and add up how much time that is.
Yeah, there's a story with Ramosha Feinstein that he made a Sima Shas. and which was not uncommon for him, but he had made one a few weeks earlier. So someone said to him, "You just made a Siyum Shas a few weeks earlier. Like, why?" Moshe was unbelievable how much he learned. Like he learned Shulchan Aruch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Unbelievable stuff. So they said to him, "Why did you just finish Shas a few weeks ago?" He said, "Yeah, but he had a Seder to learn Shas when he got invited to a lot of weddings, right? So whenever you go to a wedding, there's like a half hour of like kratzing around time that everyone just sits around and waits for stuff to happen. So he had a Seder that he went through Shas, and he just finished Shas in that Seder of waiting for the chuppah to get started.
Oh, yeah.
So he made another Siyum Shas on that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It shows you how much you can do with the time that you have, you know.
Yeah, listen, Moshe was an incredible genius, but he was also someone who didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice, like a Seder to finish Shas, waiting for the chuppah to happen?
In time
Pretty incredible.
Else, like, checking your phone. That's amazing.
Okay, so let's stop here, and let's go on to the other